In the fiscal year 2017, according to a USA Today report, the NCAA reported over $1 billion of revenue. Despite this, most of this money will not go to the student athletes who participated in the NCAA. All of this money will go towards the schools or the organization itself. Student athletes deserve to be paid because of how much they contribute and work for the NCAA. Student athletes are responsible for some of the most popular entertainment in the United States, and they deserve to be compensated as such. Today, I'm going to discuss the problems with the NCAA's current regulations, and then I'll discuss a possible solution that I believe is mutually beneficial for both the student athletes and the NCAA. First, I'll discuss the problem with the NCAA as it stands currently. The NCAA does not allow the student athletes to profit off of their jerseys or really market themselves as individuals. They also do not pay them beyond the standard scholarship. While this sounds okay, according to a study recently done, there are some problems with how the scholarships are currently done. According to this study, the average scholarship shortfall for a full scholarship athlete, meaning that the athlete should, in theory, have everything paid for them, was $3,200. This leaves athletes with a significant amount of money that they have to make up. Another significant fact from this study by the NCPA was that off-campus athletes, athletes that choose to live off-campus, live on average, there are 86% of these athletes live below the poverty line. This is a significant number of them. And according to a Wall Street Journal article, the average hours that an athlete will commit to both academics and athletics in a week is 39 hours per week. So athletes already are working a full-time job, and yet, other than being allowed to go to school, are not compensated for it. And despite an average estimated net worth of $120,000 to $260,000, most of these athletes still live below the poverty line. And with little to no hours to make up for the $3,200 in lost scholarships, it is very difficult to maintain their lifestyles and just function and get all the way through school. Now that you're aware of the problem, I'll discuss a possible solution that I believe would be mutually beneficial to both sides. The NCAA should pay athletes a stipend that will cover the expenses of both living and academics for the duration of their time on campus. In addition to this, they should pay a small amount of the revenues that go to the school directly to the student athletes, so that they can begin planning a life for themselves after football or any sport. This will begin to help athletes make a life for themselves. According to the NCAA themselves, only 2% of the athletes currently competing will ever go pro, which means that 98% of the athletes that are currently competing will never have a chance to make money, a significant living playing the sports that they currently are. And since they've known little else through their time and been able to have sports maintain them, it is a different experience when they try to go into the real world and get a job and that kind of stuff. It would be good for them to have a safety net provided by the NCAA so that they have somewhat of a cushion when they're first adjusting to having a more normal lifestyle. This will also benefit the NCAA. If they decide to do a stipend as well as begin contributing some of the revenue to the student athletes, more people will want to play in the NCAA. Lower level athletes in high school or even below that will begin to see athletics as an even more beneficial part of their life that they can commit time to, because it'll give them a way to get through school, a place to live for 4 years, as well as start building a little bit of financial equity for their future. So more of them will view it as a possible career path for the time being, and then the student athletes will then try to get into more of the NCAA's colleges and eventually contribute to the growth of the NCAA as a whole. While this might hurt the NCAA's profit margins a little bit, it would be good for them in the long term because they'd have more satisfied student athletes. This has actually already begun to take effect. Recently, California passed a bill that will begin allowing student athletes to market themselves in local advertising and seek endorsements from local providers that will give them more financial stability. Although according to the New York Times, this is happening, but the NCAA is pushing back on it because it currently violates their regulations. So to conclude, I believe that student athletes should be paid. They work very hard, both academically and athletically, to achieve their goals, but the NCAA could do more to help them succeed both during their careers and after their careers. And they're definitely deserving of the safety net, considering how much revenue the NCAA pulls in each year. So just to recap, I discussed the problem with the NCAA and their current rules, and then I discussed a possible solution in that the NCAA should begin to start paying their players a little bit just to help them both as they're going through and to provide a safety net for them when they finish and they're trying to start their careers in other fields other than athletics. Athletes absolutely deserve more than what they are given by the NCAA currently. And hopefully the NCAA will see that, and hopefully your viewpoint agrees with mine. Thank you.